So I got the message that NF's concert last night, 15,000 people, secular concert event. Of course, he wants to do music in that arena. But I didn't realize that he doesn't use his music, although it's not Christian hip hop, and I'm cool with that. I didn't realize he doesn't use his music as a platform to and then personally introduce people to Jesus. And so I was gonna post, and I did post, what's more important than letting people know about Jesus? There's nothing more important than that. If you really follow the Bible, there's really nothing more important than letting people know that we're in a broken state, destined to be separated from God forever, eternity, but there's a way to come to know Jesus and inherit eternal life. There's nothing more important than that to me. So I had to delete the post because I learned, one of the MCs hit me and told me, hey bro, NF never claimed to be a Christian rapper, which I already knew that, but he also has shown signs of being completely away from the faith, like not being a Christian. And if it's gossip, then of course I don't want no part in that. But if it's a situation where he aimed to go and do music in the mainstream market and leave the Christian title, therefore when he got in the mix and became known and famous, he got lost in the shuffle and lost in that world because of all the money, the fame, the power, the authority, the influence, the women, everything that comes with it. Then I can certainly understand, and we can certainly learn from that. And that is that when you say, man, I don't want to be labeled a Christian rapper, that's fine. But when you do it with the motivation that I'm going to go blow up in the secular market, and whenever they see me on stage, I'm going to tell them about Jesus, or behind closed doors, I'm going to tell them about Jesus. Look, let's just use NF as an example. That it just doesn't work too well. Not many people are able to do that. Famous athletes that play basketball that claim to be Christian don't even do that. Excuse me, I had to sneeze. So it's probably best to just go down swinging. Go down swinging as a sold out Christian. Be bold and in love. Share your faith with others. Let your talent glorify Him. And no matter how sneaky you want to be with your words or your approach, methods, they'll always change. So methods can change, but the principles never do. And the principle of making disciples, baptizing them, teaching them to obey, the principle of preaching the gospel, the principle of going out and telling people that they can be reconciled to God, the principle that we as Christians are ambassadors, that don't change. So I could start writing music today talking about how beautiful the sky is and never give any credit to God. And you know what? Some people would hate that, but there's nothing wrong with that. But at the end of the day, if I'm talking about how beautiful the sky is and I'm building a platform for myself so that I can preach the gospel, then my motive is right. But if I'm building that platform and along the way I decide I'm not gonna share Jesus and I lose my way, man, there's something to be said about that. Now, we see the story in the scriptures of the prodigal son. He lost his way, right? And his father still loved him and welcomed him back with open arms. And so we will always be gracious and embracing to the backslider or the prodigal sons and daughters out there. Always say, hey, come on back to the faith. I would say that to any rapper that's lost his way, come on back to the faith. Matter of fact, we've had several in Houston that have turned from the faith and pursued a rap career, didn't really make it, but still, they lost their way in that world because Satan, he controls that world. That's where he dominates at. And it takes a really, really strong Christian to be able to go into the secular rap industry and hold your morals and hold your principles and not get lost not get lost in all the alcohol and the drugs and the women and the lust and the fornication and the pride and the power. Trust me, that's not easy stuff. Very few can do that. Like I said, you look at athletes, how often do you see them preaching the gospel? What are there, 1 in a million? And they get, famous, lots of money, lots of power, but they have to hide their faith almost. Most of them do. And so for a rapper to go that route, man, I wouldn't advise that. I would advise, write your music, share your music with the world, no matter whether it's toned down, or whether it's amped up on Jesus. But always remember that we as Christians were put here to be ambassadors for Christ. When he makes you a new creation, you become his ambassador, his representative, and you got to represent him. And part of representing him as an ambassador is to be in this world, not of it. To be in this world, and no matter how dark, we bring light. To be in this world where people may shun you away for telling them, hey, Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life, but you do it anyway because you represent him. And that's part of the fruits of a disciple, is we share it no matter the cost. And so, man, I'm saddened that we have, rappers that start off Christian and say, I'm gonna go secular, but I'm still gonna do a little something for the Lord over there. And then they go over there and they make it, and then they don't. And we listen to radio stations. Engine is the biggest Christian radio station we got, and I've been listening to NF, on there for a while. I thought, his music is clean. He's angry and he crosses the line with some principles and morals and how he deals with it, and he talks in a way that really a Christian shouldn't talk. But at the end of the day, I ain't that religious fanatic looking to pick things apart. But when I hear that he's just completely, not, trying to walk this life, then it makes me think about whether I really want to be feeding my spirit with, his music. I don't know. Just don't know, man. What do y'all think? Do y'all think that guys like NF should use their platform to share the gospel, or do you think that it's okay that he raps, that's his career, he performs, and he gets before thousands of people, is heard by millions of people, but doesn't point people to Jesus even though he's a Christian? Is it okay to be a Christian, whether rapper or not rapper, and not share your faith? Is that okay? Is that the culture that we live in, and we're just gonna have to accept that? I'm definitely not the younger generation anymore. So is that what we've come to? And do fathers and mentors and spiritual parents in the faith like myself need to just accept that, hey man, this is what it's coming to? Preaching the gospel, proclaiming the gospel in a younger culture, in hip-hop culture, is just not the thing to do, and you aren't held to that standard anymore. Y'all tell me what y'all think, man. I'm open. Look, I'm not judging nobody. I'm not gossiping. You can call this a vlog. How about that? This is my vlog. Tell me what you think about that, man. I'm interested.